Yeah, my boxing career, I started boxing at the age of 16.
Okay.
And before that, I grew up, they didn't really want to let me box at first because I got a bullet fragment in my head and in my right sinus. Yeah. When I was 11 years old, I got shot 7 times. And me and my older brother got shot together. And, at the time, we was in the wrong place, wrong time,
You said you were 11 years old?
Yeah, 11 years old, yeah. Got shot 7 times. Yeah.
Hey, oh.
Well, what doesn't kill you make you stronger. It was a blessing at the end, but I got shot 7 times, and my brother got shot 14 times. A 12 gauge
Definitely
blows up.
Yeah.
The pallet, we got hit with the spreads.
Okay.
But those is dangerous. So we both almost died. We here because we believe we got a purpose. To.
And I'm sure that's played a big part in the mindset you have and the work ethic because you've been through so much.
Yeah, man. Everything come down to hard work. Everything come down to pushing yourself to the limit and being focused. That's the key. There ain't no secret. Watching guys like Floyd. I was his main sparring partner for Pacquiao and for the McGregor fight.
That's what you were saying.
Yeah, I was his main sparring partner, and I had the opportunity to see him behind the scenes preparing for the fights. And man, the way that dude pushed himself, he deserved every dollar he got. So, I'm just trying to perfect. Me and my team, we just trying to get to that level, and we just learning. Every day we trying to, get to that next level. So, it's a blessing.
Yeah, we just mentioned it's so impressive to see a guy like Floyd who's accomplished everything that he's accomplished, more than anybody could ever imagine, financially, success in the ring, but to still have the drive to go out there and challenge himself and challenge the people around him. Obviously, leaves a mark on his team, leaves a mark on you. How did that come together? How did you get introduced to Floyd, and how does that relationship start?
Yeah, that story. So before Mayweather, I was signed to Goosen Promotion, and they had Andre Ward. They had me and Andre Ward were. There was a few other dudes. A lot of guys that ain't around no more really.
Mm-hmm.
Bonas Martirosyan, he's still around, but a lot of the guys retired. But I was with Goosen Promotion, and an altercation occurred where I had to lead that promotion and lead that management. And I was in a position where, I lost everything, and, I ended up back homeless with my whole family in a motel. And, I was like 21, and we was like 10 deep in a motel, and I was like, damn, all that hard work. So the fight got announced that Floyd was fighting Pacquiao. And my dad, he like me, a big dreamer. We don't see no limits. And he was like, man, we going to Vegas. We're going to tell me here to spar Floyd. We the best. And I was like, let's do it. So we drove out there with our last, $200 and just went to the gym and just knocked on the door. And my dad was like, my son will beat any fighter in here. Because he's been doing that since when I couldn't even fight. He used to just get me beat up all the time, but I never quit. I never quit. And I just knocked on the door, and then they was like, who is you? Floyd's team is serious. The dudes, they love him. So they like, you disrespecting the chin. Who you think you is? Come in here, you can't even get past, some of our fighters in here. So I had to basically fight everybody in the gym and, and hold my own. And that's what I did. And I started making noise, and Floyd heard about it. So he took it one thing about Floyd, nobody come in his gym his weight and beat everybody up. Or even compete with everybody, because you gonna have to see him if he in camp. So he came in, and I seen him just look at me give me a serious stare, and I was like, I told my older brother, I was like, hey, go get my stuff ready. He's like, what you mean? I said, we about to box. He's like, how you know? I said, trust me, I know. Because he mean mugged me. I was like, what's up? And he looked at me because it's my idol. Mm-hmm. But he don't know the story. He just think this motherfucker come over here trying to just, flex. So, the first time I boxed him was a learning experience, man. I learned a lot, He didn't stop me, but I never took a punishment like that.
Was it what you expected?
Nah.
No.
Because, me from the outside, I never seen Floyd in camp. In sparring, he's a whole different animal. He punishes fighters. he don't like do defensive. Like he defensive, but he like to hurt you. He knock everybody out his sport. He like to. So he gonna get you eventually if he don't get you, you know. And that's one thing that impressed him about me is I would never break. No matter how deep we went, I would never break, and that's because the life I lived, I don't know how to break. You know, so that's one thing that made him sign me because he like, man, I do got. And I got skills.
And someone like that, dude, obviously can evaluate talent in different ways too. And saw something special in you with your work ethic and what you've been through, and how far you. I mean, you're saying that you went from, having nothing, driving to Las Vegas, knocking on his door, to going and sparring with him for one of the biggest fights that ever occurred. I mean, that's.
Yeah, it was a blessing.
That's incredible.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Especially, I mean, I didn't even think of that. I knew we kind of been watching some of your fights. Obviously, in trying to get a vibe and being in his weight class. I mean, it's got to be one thing to be on the money team and have that type of expectation that comes with that brand and that visibility. But then to your point, to come in there the same weight.
Like around like me, Floyd started at like 130. He started at 130, 35, 40, 47, 54. And I started at 135. So I'm at I fight at 140 right now. So I'm going back down. I'm getting back down slowly to 135.
I don't mean to cut you off. What do you walk around at?
I weigh myself today. I'm 153.
Okay, so you don't cut too much.
I just started this great meal prep, this great company, and they really get my weight down.
Do you like to? I mean, what is it? I mean, I'm not too big on boxing, so I'm interested in asking you this. Like, what do you think about these fighters that are, they walk around 30 pounds heavier than what I mean.
Honestly, that used to be me.
That used to be you?
Yeah, I'm really taking things to the next level because I'm in position to now. Me, I always had, from the age 21, I had a whole family, on my back.
Right.
And it's real hard to make it, especially, taking care of your whole family. So, recently I been blessed enough to where now I'm in a position where I'm just worried about me and my family good. And it's really giving me that extra focus and extra time and energy to really go to that next level.
Right.
So because man, it's been a lot of work, but what don't kill you make you stronger.
Well, you're a testament to that, man. From what I've heard, I mean, you got an incredible story.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Mr. 300. What's that? So clarify that story for us, because we read it and then we saw it another. I want to hear it straight from you because it seems to line up with everything that I'm hearing here about. But
so coming up in the boxing game, to be the best, you got to get in there with the best. To see where you at. To really evaluate your game and to push yourself. Like me, I always been a fighter that, because the way I came in, how you start is how you finish. That's what my pop taught me. And, my pop is the reason, God used him, man, to get me out the hood and get me... Right when my pop got out of prison, my mother went to prison for robbery. My father was in the feds. He was in Times Magazine. He did 12 years straight. He had a mandatory life, but the feds tampered with the jury because, it was a big case. He was in Times Magazine. So, when he went to jail, not to jump subject, but
no.
Yeah, but when my father went to jail, because I was born rich. I try to tell everybody.
Okay.
But it wasn't the right way. But I used to live next to the owner of Coca-Cola.
Okay.
So I know what it looked like on the other side, so. But then once my dad went to jail, we went straight to the roaches, straight to the streets. So, my mother, she come from the streets, and, her story is, man, crazy. So it's just like Meek Mill speak a lot about just being in a curse,
right?
Being in a system and a poverty environment, and I really come from that, and I really beat the odds. I have no record, not one thing on my record. Coming from where I come from, my father a felon, my mother a felon, my auntie's doing life, uncle's doing. I come from a family of just poverty and pimping, drug dealing, and for me to have no record, it's just a blessing, and it's a testimony to the kids out there that are in a position similar to what I was in, and just to really show them it's possible.
To hope, man.
Yeah, it's possible with hard work. You do need guidance. I will give it that, because it wasn't for my father, coming out and, grabbing me out of that environment and giving me guidance. I wouldn't be here today. I'll probably be dead or in jail. And that's what I'm trying to be to the youth. I'm trying to be somebody that they could reach out to and, see there's another way. Exactly.
Right. No, that's inspiring, man.
Yeah, so, but to get back, so where was we at? We was at, how did I get started in the boxing?
You're kind of connecting with Floyd and
in the 300.
Yeah, oh, it's 300. Okay, yeah.
300.
So basically, the way I got that was because because it was intertwined. So me coming up in the streets, I was a fighter. I would never turn down a fight to no one, and I didn't win them all, but I was known that you ain't gonna knock me out, and I'm gonna fight you to the death. So dudes didn't really want to fight me. So that I was a real angry kid because getting beat in foster care. I grew up in foster homes and group homes, and I used to get beat a lot every day. And I was always like on defense because I didn't know nothing else. I had to protect myself. So I was a mad kid, like an angry child, like on medication and stuff. And growing up, like I was angry, mad at the world. Just if a dude looking at me wrong, I'll go fight him. And so my dad put me in boxing because I was street fighting every day. In middle school. And then boxing taught me a lot. It taught me discipline. It taught me, work ethic. It taught me, all the possibilities. It taught me, it brought me to Christ. It did a lot of things for me, and it showed me that, I started watching Floyd Mayweather, and I was like, man, his daddy was in jail. His mom was on drugs, just like mine.
Right. So
I was like, if he could do it, I could do it. But I seen what he did. He worked. Like, the work is real. So it come down to the work. So, I really just started dedicating myself to the craft. And then I had no amateur pedigree. I only had 4 amateur fights. And at this level, that's, not a lot of guys can do that. Mm-hmm. So what I did was, because my coach, he wasn't really into amateur boxing. He was only training like pros. So he would just have me sparring all the top pros. And then they would like beat me up. And I would just keep coming back. He was like, every day, he'll just see me coming up the stairs with a black eye, like mad. Like, and I'm like, in my mind, I'm gonna get him. Like, it might take me a year or so, but I'm gonna get him.
I'm not going out like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him. So eventually, I started getting everybody. And then I was ready to go to the next level. So I told my dad, and I was like, let's go to Wildcard, Freddie Roach's gym. And only the pros could train in the morning, unless you had an extensive amateur background.
Okay.
So I used to lie and say I had 300 amateur fights.
Yeah, that's what he was telling me.
And I was from Sacramento. So I ended up being Vanas Martirosyan's main sparring partner. He was 32-0 at the time, a middleweight, and I was a lightweight with no pro fights. His main boxing sparring partner. Bob Aaron wanted to sign me, but I was already
and by doing that move, getting you in that position probably excelled your career and
that's how I got to where I got
exactly.
To. By anybody that seen me in the gym, like Joe Goosen, he's a Hall of Fame boxing coach. He breeded from 0 fights to 16 world champions, and he's talked about me on articles saying I'm the next, a fighter like me comes around every 30 years, and that is true, but it's a lot of great talent, but it's what who you surround yourself with. Me, I ain't really never had that support, because all the money that was ever given to me as a fighter, I gave to my family. So it kept like trying to help them, but in the long run, I hurt myself because I should have been helping myself first. But just having a good heart. But I'm still, I'm doing big things, and we're gonna be, world champion real soon. So
I can't wait for it, man. I can't wait.
Boxing's in such an interesting spot right now. Obviously, everybody watching the heavyweight, with Wilder. U.S. I think this fight that occurred kind of invigorated everybody. But What's your sense? And are you a fan of the sport outside?
Oh man, diehard fan.
Good.
I grew up. Besides Mayweather, Rocky Balboa, Sylvester Stallone was my idol before Floyd. That really.
I saw your picture with him the other night.
Dream
come true.
Shout out to my team. They made that happen for me.
That's awesome, man.
My man Keith, Lisa, everybody. But we just we working hard. We just trying to get to the next level, and I got to shout my man MMA out. Just to make things happen. He was in that thing. They didn't want to give us the photo. They didn't really know who he was, but he was at their neck, man, going like he was getting the photo, and we got it done.
So look at that.
It's a blessing.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Right? Exactly. So, So we just trying to stay focused, stay grounded and stay on that parallel path.
Well, it makes shit easy,
I didn't know you all three of you were brothers. That's dope.
All four of us.
All four?
And the one behind the camera too.
Yep.
Hey, that's crazy. That reminds me of me and my brothers, man. We real close. Everybody real close.
Yeah.
My younger brother, a professional fighter.
That's what you would say, man.
Yeah,
I was going to go check out his last fight.
Yeah.
I saw you knocked him right out.
Yeah, 6-0, 6 KOs.
6-0. What's his name?
Devon Lee.
Devon Lee. Everyone's going to have to go check him out.
Yeah, that's my, young boy, man. I've been breeding him to the game, man. Really pushing. He's something special. And,
You said, I'm sorry, it's your older brother?
No, my younger brother.
Your younger brother?
My older brother came box. He got shot in the eyes.
Oh, okay.
When we got shot. He would have been a great fighter, too. We go all fight. That's one thing about us. But, yeah, man, so, also, I know you guys are, heavy into CBD.
Yeah, that's
CBD
another
space.
thing we wanted to transition to.
Yeah.
We know that you're doing some cool stuff in that space. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, right now, as far as CBD, I use it for recovery.
Mm-hmm.
And, man, it's really been allowing me to take my training to the next level with recovery, because the body breaks down and the CBD really helps you, relax and recover. So, I got a few Canna Trading CBD, they look out for me. I've been trying a lot of different CBDs. Amanda Hemp.
Okay.
Ananda Hemp. Man.
How do you usually take it?
I got the gel capsule. So I just take the CBD, the hemp gel capsules. Mm-hmm. And just after like a hard run or, I should have took one right now, but it make you really like relax. So, I'm trying to be amped up in here.
I think Justin used some CBD stuff. He did some MMA fighting, and I think the CBD really helped him for the recovery.
I've got a good friend that's he's on that. He kind of works in operations and sales for like a large wholesaler. He turned me on years ago because he works for a company that's based out of the EU, and he had access to full spectrum phytocannabinoids.
Oh, that's dope.
Which is really, it's like the full profile from the hemp stock.
That's the ones I got. The full spectrum.
And the Sparring bill, everything. Yeah. I mean, this market's going to explode. I mean, everybody's getting into CBD, but I mean, at the end of the day, I know what you're talking. The inflammation reduction, just overall calmness. I deal with a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, man. CBD is amazing.
And that's the thing. A lot of people still are very uneducated about what CBD actually is and what it does for people. I mean, it's like people just. It's going to be a learning process for people to. It's
in everything now. So
everything, dude.
It's the next. It's the next big thing, and I'm a big believer in it. And
natural.
It's just like the aloe vera plant. Something like that. It's a healing medicine. Mm-hmm. So, I believe in it strongly, and I'm venturing into the business as well. Me and my team, we trying to, do something with a CBD company and, partner up and create an athletic brand. So any companies out there, interested, contact us and we can see about, making something happen.
Yes, absolutely. Definitely.
Do you see others in the space as far as boxing, guys that are on your team or the other, boxers that that leverage that, or do you find you're a little kind of unique in that sense?
Yeah, I'm trying to innovate the game. I'm trying to do things different.
Definitely.
So, me and my team, we coming up with a lot of great things, and in the future, you guys will see. We actually we're gonna start doing fight pop-ups. So, to get more information on that, we're gonna have a date. I'm gonna shout it out on my social media, my Instagram, and it's gonna be big things. Promoting the fights, promoting my brand, promoting a lot of other things. So, we the first to do that in the boxing.
Well, let me know, man. I'll be glad to help you out with that.
For sure.
We'll talk after this.
Definitely.
Yeah. So.
What else do you want to get into here?
No, I'd be lying if I didn't say that, is boxing kind of, obviously business, you have lofty goals, right? You have a great team here. We've chatted with some of them. I know there's a lot of cool stuff you have, but what's your future from a fight? Have you looked at that and said, I want to fight for this long, or what? Obviously world champion's a goal, but above and beyond that, do you have any goals in the fight game?
I mean, I want to be one of the best, one of the greatest, and I know that's it's a big goal, but it's possible, because, when I was 17 years old and used to wear TNT on my backpack in high school, and people thought I was playing. I didn't have no contacts, I didn't know nobody, but I know what hard work can do, and with God and just staying focused. I know anything's possible, so let's just go down as one of the best.
And it's motivation, man. You can look back and see where you were, see where you are now, and know look at that growth. Yeah. So you know what it takes to get to that point. So just continue that, and it's just gonna keep rising. So
yeah, exactly. And I'm trying to fight, as long as I can,
right, until
they tell me you gotta retire. I'm be like, nah. Because it's a passion. I box for the love. It ain't about the money.
Right.
It's I really love the sport, and I really fell in love with it as a child, as a teen, and I've just been on this quest ever since. And it's been a journey. I didn't suffer. Me and Floyd. I didn't suffer the loss.
Right.
I didn't suffer, but I had a different life than Floyd. I had to overcome a lot of things. So. It's all learning. Everything makes you stronger, and it's all learning. The only way you fail is if you quit.
Dude, people take failure for, all failure is just a way to pick back up and, keep going.
Yeah.
You can't dwell on failure. You have to use it and learn from it and
and my Mr. 300 mentality comes with me into the pros. I fight anybody. A lot of these guys, they undefeated.
You're sparring the best fighter ever.
Yeah, a lot of these guys, they undefeated, but they 20-0, but they ain't never fought. They ain't fought. I fight guys. My loss is to a dude who is beating a lot of top guys, and that fight could have went either way.
So that happens a lot. You see guys running from fights.
Man, me, they sing me the name. I say, let's do it. That's my mentality, because how you start is how you got to finish.
Right.
I came in the game. Fight. I believe I'm the best. So, and that's the way you become the best, by fighting anybody. So
yeah, definitely have to. You're not gonna be the best if you don't believe you're the best.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just simple.
But it all comes down to the work. That's where I don't get it. Those who are cocky are those who believe they're the best, but they ain't working.
And
because you believe you're better than people.
And like we were talking earlier, everyone thinks they work hard until they're with someone that works even harder.
Exactly.
And you never know how hard you're working until you see someone that's doing it. You're just like,
I thought I was working hard.
I'm sure everyone does. Exactly.
That took me to another level.
Yep. So. And until you see that, you would never know. You know what I mean? It's all in your head.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, that's awesome, dude.
What are you drinking there, buddy? Yeah.
Oh, this right here, La Croix, I believe.
And what'd you mix?
It's a sparkling water. This is some BCAAs.
Okay.
Yeah, and this right here is 0 calories, 0 sweetener, 0 sodium. But all I drink is water, tea. I'm on a strict diet, so this is like the best thing I get to juice.
Right.
Do you have a supplement regimen outside of just your typical just like strength conditioning training, outside of just your core boxing training and stuff?
Yeah.
Do you put weight into that?
We do some weights, just for power, like power training. But that's at certain times. Like you just feel your body like, damn, my legs, like I gotta strengthen my legs up.
Right.
Like, you just keep like fine tuning the body.
Mm-hmm.
So like I was doing a lot of deadlifts a few weeks ago, but now I'm just doing a lot of hard runs, like longer runs, because I'm working on different things. But I believe in weights to a certain extent.
Right. What was I gonna say? No, I got hooked up with this CBD stuff. I want to give you some and see what you think about it. It's droppers. Have you ever had like this drops into your tongue?
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Oh, they're good. What's the company?
It's called Pure Kana.
Pure
Kana.
I never heard of
You never heard of them? I have to
it.
get you some.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I'd love
man.
to try it. And
They're
let you know how-
they've been
how
real
things are.
generous to me. I got some of their stuff, so I'll get it over to you.
That'd be dope. I
Yeah,
Make
appreciate
the
that.
introduction.
I appreciate that
For sure.
Yeah, I'd love to try that.
So, anybody in particular? Obviously, you said you'd fight anybody, but is there anybody in particular that you have your eyes set on? Any?
I mean, the champs, the dudes, Regis Progress, Jose Ramirez, Maurice Hooker, we got the same name. There's a lot of these dudes, man, they good fighters, and it's gonna work. You gotta put the work in, but I believe with the work, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. So if I put the numbers in, the results gonna come. So that's what we focus on. It's usually the hardest man in the room that is the best, and that's smarts. Even smart, if you smart, that's just thoughts, but the actions gotta come with the smarts. So if the man that can put the smarts with the actions is the man that's gonna win. So unless you got a team who is putting a lot of work in with you, and that's a blessing.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, and that's the big thing. We get back to the team scenario again, but it's like realizing your strengths and your weaknesses, and recognizing other people's and putting that all together as a team is what really has propelled us.
exactly.
Yeah.
I always say this. Even Jesus had 12 disciples. Even he had a team.
Yeah.
So that showed the importance of a team. And teamwork make the dream work. That quote is real.
Right on.
Did you watch the Wilder Fury fight?
I was at it.
Oh,
I
you're
was
right.
at the fight. Yeah, I live. It's right. Staples Center right there. Yeah. So I was at the fight. Floyd. Everybody was there. We was all up in there. Man, that was a great fight. Tyson Fury, man, that dude he has an incredible story. And that's another story to show you that anything is possible.
Mm-hmm.
And but it was a great fight. I do feel Tyson Fury won. I mean, it could have been a draw too because the knockdowns. Mm-hmm. Like if you get knocked down like twice, that second knockdown was like big. So.
Dude, I still can't believe he's still. I thought he'd still be laying there right now.
He's a big a man of faith. And that's just God showing you what he could do.
Yeah.
So, because God woke him up. I'm going to tell you that like that. God woke him up. He was out. God said, he got so quick. So, it was, man, that was a great fight. I can't wait for the rematch.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. And then to donate his entire purse to charity.
Man, that showed you.
I didn't know that.
That showed you
like $8 or $10 million. He donated his entire purse to charity.
Yeah, Tyson. Yeah, he come from that's an example. Like a lot of dudes be like, man, I come from a hood. I'm like thinking you come from a hood, like you gonna like you harder, but nah, it's about the work. Kobe came from the suburbs,
Right?
And he known as the hardest worker in the NBA.
Exactly.
And 80% of blacks in the NBA is from the hood, and he the hardest worker. So it come down to the work, man. That's why I'm hard not because I've been shot sometimes, but I'm hard because I'm putting in overtime, and that's what I believe. And, and Tyson Fury, he showed you that. He lost all that weight. He was focused. He worked hard. And it showed that night. And, and he from the suburbs. So that's an amazing thing.
Right.
Yeah, I'm tending to lean your direction. I listened to a couple Wilder interviews after the fight, and I'm a huge fan of his as well. I didn't understand how late into the game he got into boxing at 21 years old because of his daughter.
Yeah.
I mean, what a story there to go to the Olympics and medal after.
That's incredible. Deontay Wilder is freaking nature, man. That dude is freaking nature. And like I said, it could have been a draw. It was a great fight. I'm just a pure boxing fan, and Wilder's story is amazing. The things he had to overcome. Everybody got to fight. Everybody got to fight, and everybody got something they're willing to fight for.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just come down to just faith and just trusting God and never giving up.
Well, for sure.
So where can people find you? They're checking this YouTube out. I know you're on Instagram and different things, but if somebody out there, whether it be from the CBD space or how can people go find more Maurice Lee and where can they go find where your next fight's going to be? Kind of.
Well, you can find me on Instagram at God's Plan, but it's GHOD Plan, GHODSPLAN, God's Plan, and then you can find me on Twitter at ambitious_Lee, and then you can contact me on email at thatambshow@icloud.com.
Right on.
THATAMB.
I'm sure you get all kinds. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's all good.
Interrupt you there. I'm sure you can see a lot of your highlights and stuff on YouTube as well if you're looking to catch any of his fight clips.
Yeah, for sure. And I got a lot of content coming out. And my next fight, we're gonna have a pop-up downtown, and it's free. So we want to pack it up, and we want to get everybody to come out support. And we got a lot of good things going on. And there'll also be information on my fight and ticket sales.
Okay.
So let us know. We'd love to help promote it and put the word out there, dude, and drive as much attention as we can.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys coming out.
Yeah, man.
Making the drive at these hours.
No, definitely.
Not everybody operate at these hours, but I see y'all work hard.
We definitely make our schedule available to talk to you. We know how busy you are. So
this type of stuff is fun. We were saying, walking through here to kind of end the same way we started. We roll in. Obviously, you guys can't see this entire space, but there's a grand piano, a giant chandelier. There's a putting green. Walk in. This room's got so much character. Your team, as you've mentioned, couldn't be more gracious.
Man,
obviously, you got some rock stars, very diversified, and based on what you're sharing, your history, these folks that you have surrounding you, I've got a feeling that we're going to be sitting down with you later on, and there's going to be a little piece of hardware that's going to be sitting here in front of you. Hopefully, we can chat about that.
That's a fact.
And hopefully, you can make an impact with the CBD stuff in the boxing world, because
I would love to. Because injury prevention is so big, and me having to overcome so many injuries in my career. Recovery is everything.
And how would you usually recover from? We're trying to get off topic again, but yeah, how would you usually recover from injury? Would it be painkillers, or what kind of stuff would they give you?
Well, when I was 22, I tore my pec minor, and Dr. Snyder, you can look him up. He's a top surgeon, shoulder surgeon in the country. He told me, "You done fighting?" And I told him, "You want to bet?" You don't know me. I ain't done nothing. So I had to not move my arm for a whole year. They told me that was the best chance of recovery by keeping my arm still. So I basically just sacrificed a lot of movement and was just dedicated to staying still. And I healed up. And they tried to give me a lot of pain medication. And coming from a family of addicts and drug abuse.
That's the last thing you want to get.
Yeah, I don't, I would never, I'm actually, wanting to do a lot of, rehab work, and I'm all about giving back, but, I don't want to really participate in consuming that. That's why CBD is so big. It's an all natural, pain relief that a lot of these people on methadone, heroin, can actually use these products to wean yourself off.
Right.
Well, I would even think, and I've heard, and obviously I'm not a doctor, but there's supposed to be a lot of benefit from a concussion perspective as well, with inflammation on the brain. Obviously, don't quote me on that, but I would think that's probably a strong benefit. And brain health, obviously in boxing. What's more important?
Yeah, man. As fighters, we risk our life every time we get in the ring. Adonis Stevenson. He's a fighter. I know him, and he fought. I think last week, and he was in a coma, and he's good now, thank God. But we risk our lives, so having an all natural remedy, that's just a plus for us. It could be a lifesaver.
Right.
So.
Well, Maurice, man, we appreciate the time.
Oh yeah, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate meeting. All of you, even though we've been talking a lot, but first time even knowing about you two, and it's dope that you guys are brothers, and I feel like you guys are gonna do big things, and I feel the energy. So
we appreciate you again, and we hope we can make something happen with what you're doing in the CBD space and what we're doing. We connect, and we can do some cool things in the future.
I appreciate that.
Most definitely, buddy. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
I hate to have to stop.